I'm Cynthia James, and this network is about changing lives one woman at a time.
Hello and welcome to Women Awakening. I'm your host, Cynthia James, and I'm so honored that I have the privilege of introducing you to extraordinary women. These are women, just ordinary women, just like you and me, that are doing extraordinary things because they've decided to take charge in their lives. And not only that, but to make a difference on this planet and supporting other women to do the same. So every single one of these women, you get to learn from, you get to grow through, you get to use their products and their services if you so desire. But the important thing is that you understand that they are examples. They're not an exception. And so I'm grateful to be able to bring this to you every week, a new woman every week. We've interviewed hundreds of women and they're all over the world, and I just get excited, because it's an honor for me. So we're on Spotify, iTunes, iHeart, Spreaker, Amazon Video, YouTube. Look for Cynthia James, Women Awakening with Cynthia James, and just subscribe, share the videos, invite other women, because it's so wonderful when we can inspire and support one another. Well, today I have a new guest, someone I have not met before, but I'm excited by what she does. Her name is Sophie Reinhardt. She is a mind, body, and leadership coach known for empowering women leaders to embrace self-worth and positive body image. Sophie specializes in self-love and overcoming body image challenges, offering transformative strategies for balancing professional excellence with personal well-being. Her insights inspire women to lead authentically and live a life of fulfillment and self-acceptance. So this is going to be a powerful conversation about how we nurture ourselves with bold magnificence in the boardroom and beyond. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for that wonderful intro. I am really, really excited to be here, Cynthia.
Well, I want to start with how you grew up, where you came from. Chances are you weren't as a kid going, I'm going to be a specialist at sports women on the planet.
No, no, not quite that much. No, I was born and raised in Germany, in the south of Germany. I'm the middle child of three children. We were quite a well-off family, perfect on the outside, quite troubled on the inside. There was a lot going on in our family, and by the age of 9, I turned what I couldn't control on the outside towards controlling myself, my body, and what I put into my body. So I started with a very innocent diet. Mind you, I was 9 years old. Very innocent diet that led me down a path of anorexia, binge eating disorder, addiction to workouts, abuse of laxatives, all kinds of very awful things. But these eating disorders allowed me to survive what I felt was a very dangerous family. And when I was 22 years old, I met a guy, and I thought, this guy, he's gonna save me. He's gonna make everything everything better, and he's gonna marry me, and then my life will be amazing. Did not really turn out that way.
Been there, done that. So I totally
Right.
get it.
But what happened was that I finally realized that, nobody could save me but myself.
Yes.
And so I hit rock bottom quite early on in our marriage. And I realized that, I can't continue living like that. I can't continue hurting myself so very much. And so I decided to, do everything I could and fall in love with my body, fall in love with myself, learn to love a body that may not look the way that my mind wanted it to look. And that is how, slowly, step by step, I learned about coaching. I began to use EFT. I just really dove into this world of healing and self-exploration. And I get so excited by it that I was like, okay, this is what I want to do when I grow up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's, um, I'm glad you told us that because a lot of women have these feelings and these desires and these behaviors um, in isolation. We're
Mm.
hiding them from other people. I really want to talk about the way in which we are bombarded with what your image should be. You should look this way, you should weigh this much, you should present yourself this way because look at all the celebrities and all the people out there. And so I want to talk about how we're trying to keep up and catch up with those images.
Right. I mean, it's constant, right? Every day, everywhere you turn around and everyone talks about diets. Women talk about dieting and weight loss all the time. We're conditioned. That is, men talk about sports, and I'm being very general, but
Hmm.
women talk about, oh my God, I gained weight or I've tried this. And it's not just the images, it's what we do to ourselves because of what we see. Um, and girls get younger and younger struggling with their self-image. And it's really hard to step out of that. But we all know that what we see is unrealistic. It is not real. It is not achievable if you don't have a specific body type, which most of us just do not have. I mean, right? I'm German, I'm short. I will never be a super tall, long-legged, long-armed woman. And my body is just different. And once you learn that, you know, my body looks kind of similar to my mom's body, and her body looks similar to her mom's or dad's, and you realize that, yes, we see all of these things out there on the outside, but if we turn inward and we begin to look at, okay, what makes my body unique? What makes my body, in quotes, perfect? And that once you do that, you begin to heal slowly. But it is possible to say, no, I do not want that, right? I mean, most women who are, in their 40s, 50s now, we've grown up in this in the 90s in the Weight Watchers world and all that. Do we really want that for the next generation? And oftentimes that helps to say, no, we need to change course. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
I got to tell you, so as an African American woman, so my dog is deciding to come and be on the show. Um, um, it was so interesting. It's like trying to find the commonality within myself of like, well, I don't look like the average white woman. My body is different, my hips are different, and all of that. How do I love me? How do I accept me? How do I honor me? So I want to talk about your mind body mastery for women. Talk to me about that.
So, right, when we are so focused on the image, we totally disconnect from our body, we totally disconnect from our mind. And most of us have a running monologue of calories of I don't like this, I don't like that, I need to do this, I need to work out more, I need to eat less, I should do this, I should not do that. But this doctor tell you, so there's so much going on in our mind that we completely deny this entire beautiful part of ourselves that is below the neck. And it's like there's so much wisdom there. There's so much um beauty and feeling and emotions. So mind body connection for me is all about really coming back home into your body while also embracing the mind, right? So it's not either or, it's both and. So women, when we want to achieve things and we have big visions and we feel like, okay, we're in this transition in society and life, we're awakening, we are going through a lot. It's really easy to live your life removed from your body, and it's not just about weight or body image, really. It's about stress, it's about pressure, it's about chasing goals or just having a to-do list of 5 billion things. But when you begin to ask yourself, what does it feel to be embodied? Like, what does it feel to live inside my body, inside my mind? You can slowly come back home, and from that groundedness, from that embodiment, you can live your vision, your mission, your awakened life, whatever it may be, with much more power and a sense of self, which turns into um a sense of being less stressed, right? Because you're living
Yes.
from the inside out instead
Yep.
of from the outside in, right?
Yeah. So what we're talking about here is anchored self-love and self-worth here,
Right.
and and I want to talk about because a lot of the women who are watching are leaders, are in the workforce, are doing things, and some aren't. And I really believe we're all leaders, whatever it is that we're doing. But I want to talk about how you carry that level of self-love and self-worth into a culture, into work environments that don't necessarily see the value of the feminine.
Right. Right. And yes, we are all leaders, right? We all are. I mean, so many, people look at us as women, especially. We're recording this on, what is it, March 8th today? It's International Women's Day, which happens to be a holiday, a public holiday in certain parts of Germany. So, you know, women are rising. Of course we are. And we've always been amazing in the stronger force. But, so going into the boardroom, being in companies that may, where women may still be a minority, it is about that sense of self. And the more, it is hard to stand in front of men or to speak up to men and to be that powerful, strong woman um, in the workforce or anywhere else. But again, it comes back to being embodied. It comes back to the more you know how worthy you are, the more connected you are, the more you you know you don't have to love everything about yourself, but knowing your values, knowing your value, and really living that, reminding yourself of that over and over. One of the exercises I do with women all the time is an inventory of value. And we write down everything, every experience, every um course of study we have done, everything that we have learned up until this point, and writing it down in minute detail, and just knowing what you can do, what you've learned, everything you do at home, when you're out, when you're with your children, when you're with with your colleagues, things like that really allow you to say, okay, I can respect myself, I am respectable. And going into the workforce with that kind of self view will allow you to stand up to the guys, right? A little bit more. And it's a practice, it really is a
Yes.
practice. And I feel like, the more we women support each other, the easier obviously it gets, right? If we can be a tribe of women all over the world, then we can't but rise.
Yeah. So I just want to go back. because so here you are at the bottom in this marriage and you're having this revelation, you know, I'm the one who's got to save me. You
Oh man,
know,
yeah.
I want to know, what little steps did you take to free yourself?
Mm. The first little one, and I feel like this is the biggest one, is to admit, I admitted to myself that it was not, what I was doing was not right. It was not, you know, you always go around when you're in so much pain, or at least I did. It was like, everything's okay, I'm fine, I'm smiling. But to admit to myself, no, I'm not fine. I'm actually hurting and I'm scared and I have no idea what I'm going to do. And so that was the very first step. And then the next one was to get help I mean, that was in 2010. We did not talk about eating disorders the way we talk about them now, or depression, or, mental health was not an open topic the way that fortunately it is now, or it's getting there. Um, so I read books, the books that I could find, and I reached out, right? I found a coach, and I talked, and I allowed myself to go into the pain and to
Mm,
go, where it hurt. And it was not easy. It was not easy. It was like part of me was dying. And oftentimes that's how it feels, right? Even when you go to the next step of your life, of whether you're healing, something big, or I actually think healing is always big, but something on a lesser scale. But it felt like something was dying in order for me to be born again, in a different way, and the next version of myself was born. So yeah, that that was that. And then one day at a time, it really was. For a while it was like, okay, one day at a time, I can face myself, I can do that. And really confront my fears about, what's going to happen. Like,
right.
all of us, when we hate on our bodies so much, or we beat ourselves up, asking ourselves, what is going to happen if we truly embrace who we are? Like, what's the worst thing that can happen?
Yes. Yes.
Not, I mean, well, we could lose people. We could, have a hard time accepting ourselves for a little while. But on the other side, there's freedom. There's
Yes.
there's self-respect. There's honoring yourself. And so, and one more thing that really helped me, I had a goal, right? I had a
Mm,
clear vision of what I wanted. And obviously I didn't want that, but I didn't want to just diet all of my life.
right.
um but really, oftentimes we know what we don't want, but we're not really clear about, okay, what do we want instead? It's like, okay,
Yes.
I just don't want this.
Yes. Well,
But I
and
got really clear. Yeah.
no, I'm
Go.
sorry.
I,
No, I
I,
just
I got,
wanted to say, when women come to you
yeah,
and they're leaders and they want to transition, they want to shift. I love what you just said. It's like, "Well, what do you want?"
yeah,
So if I were new coming to you as a leader, um, tell me what you would do to support me as a coach.
sure. Well, first of all, I would ask you, what is it you want, right? Where do you want to go? What is it you want to, like, not even what do you want to do, but who do you want to be?
Mm,
Because as leaders, it's about who we are, right? I mean, we can have all these certificates and all the degrees, but who are we? um and so that is the first step, and really getting clear, and that is not as easy as it sounds,
no, it's not.
right? It's like, okay, uh who do I want to be? uh but really getting there, okay, not just focusing on, like I said, I don't want this, I don't want that, I want to get rid of that, but instead focusing on, this is who I want to be. And then we go into, what are the emotions that come with that? What are the getting really clear about emotions, about pictures, about just to make it a 3D experience. And then what's in the way? What are your fears? What can you now imagine is going to stand in your way between this is where I am and this is who I want to be? And I have many different tools in my toolbox, as I say. I I love working with metaphors. I love working with language, of course, but I also really take the body with us on this journey. So it's very, we dance, or we stand up in a session and we really embody our body. And it's like, yeah, we take her, or sometimes we give the body a name. We take her with us on this journey towards who we want to be. And I don't have a descriptive way of, where I know the steps along the way that we want to hit,
Well, yeah,
but
but
every
every
client
woman's
is so
different.
right. It's every
Right.
client is so different, and that is so beautiful. And that is why
Right.
I'm so honored to do this work. It's like, okay, where are you at right now?
Right.
You as a person, yeah.
But you know what I love? I love the the movement, because I believe movement is medicine, and getting in touch with how our bodies flow is such a gift.
Yeah.
So I love that you do that with people. I want to know, how do people find you? How do they work with you?
Sure. Well, you can go over to my website. That's annesophie.us. And actually, I have a very special page for your listeners. You can find
Okay.
that at annesophie.us/awakening. You will find a quiz on this page. You will find a link to a mini course. And, some of you may have heard one or two nuggets, and you may feel called to take this a step further and say, you know, I want to hop on a call with you, Anna. You can find a link to a free discovery call on that page too. I am right now on a mission to have 100 powerful conversations by the end of April. So Cynthia just told me that this episode is going to come out sometime in April. But yes, I will make space, of course. But just to have real, honest conversations, and it's been a really great experience already.
Well, that is so beautiful. So, ladies, go to that website, look it out, and if you feel called, please do a discovery call. And, because here's the thing, the synergy and the energy of connecting with the right coach is so important, because then you can trust and you can bring your willingness to the table. So I hope that you will look at Anne Sophie and explore. So I ask the same last question on my show of every guest. This show is called Women Awakening. What do you think is the most important reason for women awakening on the planet in this moment?
The most important reason for women awakening is because we can no longer be quiet. I just feel like, or it's not that, but I don't know if everyone feels it, but I feel like there's so much going on inside all of us, and it's just time for us to say hi, right? I'm here, we are here, and we are powerful, and we want to live our, like you said it at the beginning, our bold lives, our own truth. And that is so beautiful. I mean, it's amazing what women have done in the last years alone. And I cannot wait to see what we will achieve, what we will change in this world, because we have such a powerful energy, a peaceful, powerful energy that has the power to change many aspects of this planet. I'm very hopeful because I know that we've got this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Well, Aunt Sophia, thank you so much for being here, for bringing your light, for your commitment to the planet and to women. So honored to know you.
Thank you so much for having me. And Cynthia, it's been amazing. Thank you so much.
Okay, ladies, I say the same thing to you in a different way every show. This is your time. You know, she just said it. Raise your hand, bring your voice, shine your light, bring your gifts. There's nothing to wait for. You're here for a reason. So please dare to step out. Seek out a coach like this. Step into your gifts. Honor and love this body temple because it's you. I'm grateful. I will see you next time. You know, be a woman awakening.